states.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And what I understood that we contain in us, if I can say in us, divine spark. Maybe it's a memory of a time where we were connected. No, but we are connected now also. But maybe we were more aware to the big space. And something happened when we became as individual in this world, when we became a form.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
There is a fragmentation process that began from day one and continue through our psychological development, and we forget the sense of connectedness, the sense of oneness, and we live from our small selves. And when I say small selves, we have many parts. So, for example, if I sense as a little child that my mother occupied and don't see me, and I sense that I'm invisible or I don't deserve, my small self behave in this way in the world, in relationship, in many situations. I feel that I'm invisible, for example. But this is a small self. And what happens last time in our conversation, and what I want to invite people to do is to, in some moment, to move to a place before the fragmentation. And then something happened. First of all, the perspective changed. And then we can see it as small self, only as a part. And we can be in connection with it, with a small self in a new way. And also when we are in connection with the big space or with the divine, or you can call it whatever it's fit to you, I sense, and this is maybe more new, that there is a huge healing material. And we can use this material or this energy to heal us. And there is a huge wisdom. And we just need to open ourselves to this wisdom. And this is a development process. And I believe now, today, that part of our development is to connect to this place. I'm trying to see if I want to say something more.
Okay.
I sense inside me that the spirit is with me now. And something in me say more, but I don't know what.
So maybe
it's a process. What I want to say to you that it's a process, and we need to accept that it is a process. We have a container inside us to accept this energy in its process, to accept it and expand in this stage of development.
Mm-hmm.
You want me to say more?
Well,
I can give you examples.
Okay, but I would especially like to hear, which is probably where you're going anyway, is what it feels like, how you know, what the experience is, that kind of stuff, about when you're connected to the divine, to the larger ego, the larger self, versus a small self. What the experience is like, what does it feel like, what you connect it with, how you behave.
You can sense it in your body.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but let's describe a little bit more, this like the...
Okay. I can give you example that I thought about it in the morning. I wake up at 4:00 in the morning, and the example arise. So
Great,
I will share with
wonderful, you. Beautiful.
In 4:00 in the morning, yes. I remembered years ago, I don't know exactly when, it was and I wasn't aware what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember that it was in a period I was very angry about with my mother. And I felt that she was not available to me, and it was a period that I was very angry. And it was a Friday evening, and we had to come to a dinner in their place. And I didn't know what to do because I was restless. And then I told to myself, okay, when you will be at your parents' home, try to look at your mother from the eyes of the divine.
Mm.
I don't know how it came to me.
Mm-hmm.
I was young. But try to look at her how the divine look at her. And I did it.
Mm.
And we sat near the table, and I told to myself, okay, now look at her like the divine look at her.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
he see. Okay. And then I remember that I could see her vulnerability.
Mm-hmm.
And then in that moment, I sense forgiveness.
Mm-hmm.
And I sense love.
Mm-hmm.
And all the dinner was okay. And I was surprised. And only in today, when I remembered it, I thought that after there was a shift. Only today I notice it when I see it in reverse. I think that after this evening, something changed.
Mm.
So it's something that came to me natural. I don't know from where, but in those moments I wasn't in the small self, the little child that angry. I had lucky then to connect her from a different level, and something changed in me.
So, as you're talking this way, something came to me that I want to share with you to see if it's a metaphor that might work. Okay?
Yes, please.
So, I have two eyes, and if I close one eye, then there's a whole part of the room that I don't see. And if I open both eyes, then I see much more. And so,
Perfect.
in a way, that's okay. And except, of course, that this eye is very small, and then it's much bigger, so it's even bigger. So it's kind of what you're talking about.
Yeah, and it changed everything. It's not just change the perspective.
Right.
It changes the connection.
Yeah.
It changes the feeling, the sensation. It changes everything.
Yes. But again, even if I use this, it makes sense, because if I only do this, then all I see is this part. I don't see this information.
Yeah.
And in fact, because we're talking about the little self means that a lot of the information is actually coming from prejudices and, preconceptions and old history and things like that. And this is about seeing like the whole. And then from that place, instead of, say, my mother is nasty to me, you can see everything, including how she's a beautiful human being, or, that kind of stuff, or a vulnerable human being. And so it's about being able to see the whole thing.
Yes, and I can sense that both of us, my mother and me, are in the same journey. She don't do something to me, or I do something to her. We are in the same journey with many challenges.
Yeah. So the opening up, and instead of, in a way, being in a defensive, so that you're mostly focused on what is this person trying to do to me, as you open up, you realize, we're both on the same journey.
Yeah.
So it's not like protective. So it's like it's not fear-based about what is this person going to do to me, but it's opening up. Okay. You notice part of why I'm trying to do this is to follow you in words, but I'm also trying to find what the body experience is. Okay? So, and to check with you. So, the body experience, in a way of, it's like this, is like small and fear, and, I'm going to be attacked. I need to close up and protect myself. I'm kind of looking this way, but a narrow field of vision. I'm doing this so that I'm ready to protect myself or to attack. And this is like opening up the body. So I want to double check with you if it feels right when I describe it this way.
It feels right, and it's like expansion of the body. When I'm in this state, not in the small self, but when I feel the big space, I become bigger.
Yeah.
And I feel in my body the expansion. I feel the energy. I feel it now when I speak with you. And I speak with you now about memory that happened years ago, but I feel now in our conversation that something is changed now.
Something is changed now to the memory, or something is changed now to what's happening? Okay. So tell me more.
There is no past and present.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like Gentlin say, it's not like a past event that is in the shelf. Something is generating now.
Mm-hmm.
And I think why this example arrives today. You know, I had many examples. Why this particular example? And I don't know yet. I really don't know yet. I believe that there is a reason. But what I can sense now in my body, that now, in this moment, I can more understand that we are all in one journey. Something in this conversation now deepen my understanding. Okay, so we are all in one journey.
Right. So, you know.
Also you and me, you know.
Yes. So that sense of, I'm going back to the physical, okay? And what you're saying is to say, well, yeah, okay, there's that thing coming physically, and it comes. If I have the intention, if I start with that wanting to connect with the divine, then my body follows and expands.
Yes.
And in that state, that's more open, extended, this way. I don't need to protect myself, and so I'm more able to see that other people are not attacking, but are on the same journey.
Yes.
Okay? And so visually, I don't know how good the visual connection is as we are. But, it feels, and I want to double check with you, because for me it feels very important to put that connection here in order to understand to people who don't necessarily want to follow it in terms of speaking from a spiritual point of view, but talk about the experience of it. And and I see, one is the experience of I'm closing in, I'm tightening up, because the world is full of dangers. And so when I'm in that tighten up position, I also feel that there's lots of danger because my body is all in that way. And when I straighten up and open up, it's actually the position that I can do it because I'm in no immediate danger. And as I stay in that position, I feel that the world is manageable and is not attacking me. Okay?
Yes.
So where I'm coming to, as a in a way, just to explore, this idea is almost like the practice.
Yes.
At any moment is in a way to say, okay, so I may not be conscious of where I am because I'm in automatic mode. But so if I pay attention to, am I in this posture? Then chances are I'm not going to be very spiritual at that moment because I'm all preoccupied about this and about fear. Okay?
Yes.
And it's about finding safety, strength, and that sense of connection. So the spiritual side is expanded based on feeling safe, having the ability to open up. And as I open up and feel safe in an open world, then I keep having the feedback, then hey, we're all on the same journey.
Yes.
We're in the same place. And then it's the good loop that's self-reinforcing. So
yes. Perfect.
okay.
What you want to ask for me now?
Well,
To speak how we do the move or the navigation between this place and this place. It's a big question.
Yes, I'm very curious about it, and So just what's your your experience, your process?
Okay. I occupied in this question because I feel I want to find ways for people that it's not so open for them like it open for me. I feel lucky, but I know, and I don't know why I have this gift. And I want to find ways, and I explore it. For me, I don't think I have one way, but because I have so many experiences and so many memories regarding this space, it's very easy. Usually it's very easy just to remember it, and I have in my body the memory how it feels and something open. And I think that it's a part of development, and everyone can do this process. From the place the person stay.
So one thing that I picked up, that I want to come back to just to check with you. So there's a sense of you have a body memory of what it's like to have that place of opening. So it's a little bit the same thing as when you rode a bicycle, then you have a body memory of what it's like to ride a bicycle. You're on the bicycle, you can come back to it. So if you've been there with some intentionality, something you kind of remember, and you kind of come back to that place.
Yes, but I have the memory in my body, but I do many things to expand my ability to sense this big space. And I do it naturally, but now when I'm speaking with you, I can see that I read books regarding spiritually books. Sometimes I go to workshops that I feel that I need to be there. Not always it's a logic things. I just feel that I need to go there. And I observe. I'm a good observer. So I observe life. And I observe how things happened. And I'm curious. I have many questions. I have I have many questions. I don't take things for granted.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I have agreement inside me. I do many things, but I want to do them. It's not a work for me.
So what I'm hearing is a couple of different things. That it is something that, well, one thing is it's important to you, and you pay a lot of attention to it, and you live a lot in it, would be a general heading. So then one of the ways in which it happens is by reading books, going to workshops, and things that, in a way reinforce that experience, and like support it, help you be more in it, give you other points of view and experiences and practices. So kind of general support of it, of living in it. And also you're describing a sense of observing the world. And when you describe observing, what comes to me is a sense of contemplating, just like monks live in contemplative practice, or because in a way observing is the opposite of taking for granted. Going and you're so busy, you just look and this is what I'm doing. But it's like, okay, as I'm going there, I have a chance to look, I see things. So taking the time to live and observe instead of being just results oriented.
Yes. Yes. And I'm open to what need to come.
Right. But so, in a way, I'm coming back to the general heading of it. So what you're saying is, essentially, if I find a phrase for it, is you live more in it.
Yes.
You make some steps, so that you spend more time in it.
But it's not hard work.
It's not hard work at all, no. But I mean, the same way, for instance, say somebody who is a good musician, or somebody who's good at a sport, or whatever, they're good at it and they enjoy it, then they practice more, and then it helps them be good at it and enjoy it, and then it helps them practice more. But so it's like spending more time in that space.
Yeah, and I forget to say that I teach it.
Okay.
And when you teach something, you are more in it.
Yes, and it helps you pay attention to what it is that happens, because you need to explain it to other people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And more than explain, to bring the experience.
To bring the experience, so that you need to be in it in order to bring the experience, because you could teach it from the outside, but in order to bring the experience, you have to be in it. So in other words, you spend a lot of time in it. You enjoy spending time in it, you love it, it sustains you, and it helps you get better at it. So in a way, I'm coming back to the title of the project, which is What Sustains Me. And so I'm trying to find at this point like a very short paragraph summary, okay? That would be something that could work even to people who, don't buy into spirituality per se or any practice. And so that paragraph could be, well, I notice a difference in the way I am between moments, which these moments, whether you follow me or not, for me, the names I give them would be small self or big self. And, if you ask me to describe a little bit what the small self is, it's like physically, it's kind of a more tight thing. And emotionally, it corresponds to a sense of being small, in danger, under attack, needs to be protected. And the experience that I call big self is one where I feel more expanded and more open, and then emotionally I feel like I'm safe. I'm curious. Have a broad outlook, and I have a sense of not only no attack, but a sense of people being on the same journey.
Yes.
Now, what sustains me in that, obviously, I like the state I call big self better. It's a more pleasant place to live than the other one. And so, since I both love this place and it's something that I like to cultivate, I happen to actually spend a lot of time in it. It's not through an effort that I spend time in it. It's because I love it. But in a way, spending more time in it helps me be even more able to be in it. And so that's what sustains me. Okay?
Yes, perfect.
Okay.
But in the same time, I want to be very gentle
Mm-hmm.
and accept that in many moments I'm in my small self, and it's okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And when I become conscious to it, I want to be very gentle
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because it's part of being human.
Right, right, right.
And if I will not know the feeling of vulnerable or the feeling of fear, I wouldn't be a human.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it's not, this is good to be in the big self and it's bad to be in small self.
No, 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 that's beautiful.
Okay? I want that we will see it as a whole,
Yeah.
and it makes us a part of being human. And, the small selves helps us to connect to.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because
But
if you will speak about pain, I know what it means, pain.
yeah, 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 yeah.
So
But
there is no good side and bad side.
no, no. But that feels very important. And again, it's what's nice in putting it this way is it's something that what I'm interested in here is to find something that can translate to people who have different belief systems. So what you're saying is, hey, as a human being, I'm going to have both. It's impossible not to have the small self. So what sustains me is actually to know and to keep remembering I'm a human being. I'm not trying to be some kind of divine.
Yeah.
And it's simply that I'm aware that, I'm not just limited to the small self. And I like to make a practice to live as much as I can in the larger self, but knowing that the small self is something that's very much part of me.
Yes. Yes. And it's very important.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Not judge myself when I fall down.
Yeah, because it's not, again, the idea there is it's a difference with, what's coming up with it as we're describing it this way, which is, like an embodied practice, an embodied experience. Okay? It starts from, would I rather live this way or this way? Well, I'd rather live this way. But of course,
This way,
I expanded, but I can't live this way all the time. The same way as if you ask me, would I rather be awake or asleep? I'd rather be awake. But I also need sleep in order to be awake.
yeah. Yeah, it's good. It's good example. It's good metaphor.
So it's not about I'm going to be a perfect human being once I eliminate sleep.
Yes.
It's just that I try to have, I try to be awake as much as I can. But,
Yeah.
you know.
And I want to heal the small parts of me.
Mm-hmm.
I want to heal.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a journey.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's a long journey.
Mm-hmm. So I want to take a moment to, to kind of wind down a little bit and to see, if you take a moment to think about what we've talked about and how, in a way, you've transmitted the experience, and I, kind of repackaged it into a very short paragraph to have a content of, in a way, what can be transmitted to people who, come in from different perspectives. How do you feel about that? What might feel right or not right, or missing or not missing, for this.
I don't know why the word believe came up to me now. Mm-hmm. Believe or trust. And I invite people to observe their beliefs system.
So, let me clarify, so you check. So I'm hearing it as you're saying, okay, what that little summary, the short paragraph in a way, is good, but there is something missing, and that something missing is something that's about the word believe or trust, and there is something in the experience of what sustains you that has to do with that belief or trust in something larger.
Yes. I don't know why it comes now, because I didn't think about it before. But I can sense and remember now that many times when I work with people, the obstacle between them and the expanded experience is their belief system, like I'm always alone, there is nothing good in this world, I don't deserve. And I don't believe it, that there is something big.
Okay, so let me shift a little bit to what you're saying to see if it fits with what we talked about before. So we were talking about the difference between this, like smaller, protected, defensive, closed, and expanded, open. And in a way, what I'm hearing you say is that one thing that makes it very difficult to go from tight to expanded is the belief system, because essentially, like the belief system that says you're in danger, you're not good enough, you can't do it, is going to make it very hard to actually open up. And so the experience of opening up is also related to changing the belief system. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, but what I gave, it's only example. I ask people to observe and see what are their beliefs. And sometimes it arises. And we explore it, and we explore from where they come. I told you that I'm a good in observing. So I saw and still see that sometimes the belief system is close the screen and narrow the perspective, narrows the opportunity for getting something more wide. They close themselves from the healing energy. So we work on their beliefs, you know. It's a stage.
Yeah.
And I think it's a good thing, you know, to sit down and to ask myself, okay, what is my belief system regarding big space, regarding our connectedness, regarding divine, regarding not being alone, regarding love. Regarding life and continuation. And I realize because that when I meet people, sometimes my beliefs, without telling them my belief, just the way I sit and present, change something in them.
Right.
And I don't afraid to say things that I sense in my body. And I just wait to see the reaction, you know, if it's fit, if it touches them. But I'm not afraid to say.
Right.
I can give you examples if you want. Something that I used not to share years before.
Yes.
And now I'm more open to share or to say, you know, I sense something and I want to share with you. And usually it matches because I'm not afraid to say. And my belief system usually, because I'm in the journey too. My belief system accept that there is something bigger than us and we are part of it. My belief system accept that there is miracle sometimes, and it's not miracle, it's just because we didn't understand it. My belief system or my body accept that there is at the same time we are live in a linear time, and in the same time there is no time. So it helps me to connect to something more big. And things comes. Memories comes, things comes, pictures comes, because I open myself. And it's a development process, because how I am, it's not like I was 2 weeks before or 1 year before.
Yeah. So there's something that's very, very important about the belief system, and you mentioned several things that are important beliefs of yours, and in a way, as I hear it, these beliefs define that space where you're in, because it's a space, for instance, where something that in everyday language we call miracles can happen and feels right and is normal and is not a miracle in a way, because it's a property of that space that this kind of thing can happen there. So in a way, that belief system is kind of a description of that space you live in.
Yes.
And it's like people are not enemies. People are on the same journey. Those kinds of things.
Yes.
Okay. So I want to kind of bookmark where we are, so that we have kind of an intention of where to reconnect next time we reconnect.
Okay.
So how do you want to bookmark where we are?
Oh, I don't know. We can mark that we are in a journey.
Mm-hmm.
And we can mark that it's a process of development.
Mm-hmm.
Part of the process is to look at our beliefs.
Mm-hmm.
To sense in our body our development in this space.
Mm-hmm.
And accept our vulnerability and that we are humans. with love, accept with love.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And to open ourselves age of life. And I think it's not only this development, it's not only individual task, it's a stage that connects to the big community of humans.
Mm-hmm. 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 Good. Good. So maybe I can share with you my own bookmarks. So one is a sense of excitement about, a little bridge between something that is important to you, that you describe in the language of spirituality, and that, with that bridge can be described even to people who are not necessarily interested in spirituality per se. And that's that physical, experiential difference between the contracted state and the expanded and open state. Okay, so that feels very exciting. Two is also related to this is when you make the point about being human. So it's not about it's good to the extent that you're in the open, expanded state, but both are part of the human condition.
Yes.
And so we're not trying to be something else than human, but it's in a way, and again, so that feels like something that can connect. It doesn't have to have a spiritual belief system. It's there. Third point is that from my bookmarks is when you notice the importance of when you said importance of belief and trust, and so my own bookmark is this also in itself is something that translates to any belief or non-belief system, because the experience of being afraid versus the experience of open up, it means that it has to have a correlation with a sense of having some basic trust and some basic belief, that's an organizing principle, because without that, you can't, go from here to there. So in a way, sense of satisfaction, for me, that third bookmark is, very related. It makes sense, beautiful. And so far, all of these points, I feel, are, in a way, platform independent, regardless of the belief system or lack of belief system. And then the fourth bookmark is to say, okay, you mentioned very specific belief systems, that are yours and, that other people could have or not have. And so, in a way, where I am curious, and maybe we may or may not touch upon, is, in a way, are these beliefs, and that's not to resolve today, it's kind of bookmark question for the future, but in my more general view of trying to understand it, can I put these belief system in a general category and say, in a way, whatever belief system that enable you to expand are going to be useful? Or is there a special value to these, that kind of stuff? So, because we can start to argue about specific beliefs. And so I have a little bit of a question there in terms of the practice and so on, of what is, in a way, a path that's yours, and how can we connect it with different paths. So, question mark. But I feel very excited about, the bridges and the questions.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited too regarding the bridges and the connection and the questions. And I don't think that it's a good things to stay in it, but it's very interesting to see how your path or another path crossing my path, and it will bring more.
Yeah.
And I invite you that we will cross each other. And just to say now, I don't think that your beliefs need to be like mine.
Yeah.
I just can express mine, and my belief changes with the time and with the experience. And I'm very curious about yours, and it's not need to be the same.
So as you say this, I mean, I know you said before that belief change over time, but when you say it again in this context, there's something that feels very beautiful. And in a way, it's like saying the primacy of experience, like experience itself, the state, the experience, and so on, as opposed to the belief cast in stone. The belief is something that's more fleeting with experience, and as opposed to a belief is something that is it and fixed. So in a way, it changes a little bit the definition of beliefs. It's not a
Yes, and
fundamentalist belief, yeah.
no, and it's not in my head.
Right.
I realized and know my belief through my body. Sometimes
Well, so
I
in a way, then my fourth bookmark or fifth or whatever it is that to say, to not use the word belief as an idea or concept word, but say we're talking about something called experiential beliefs.
exactly,
Yeah, no, that feels
exactly,
beautiful. That feels
yeah,
beautiful. That
yeah.
feels very beautiful, and in a way that resolve a lot of that part. And in a way, then, so that feels very exciting to come to that thing of experiential belief. Okay.
Okay.
This is part of the Active Pause podcast at activepause.com.